Good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again for the last time in 2019. Friday night Winston Cup Series at FSB Racing. I'm your host, Shawn. Milt Minter's going to be a little late tonight. He had to take care of some family stuff, so for now, I'm joined in the booth with our in-race reporter, Dan Jones. How you doing tonight, Dan?
Good, thanks. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back. We got a doubleheader tonight. We're starting out here tonight at Michigan for what was supposed to be race 1 of the season. It was also supposed to be in the 98 mod, and that night everything went wrong, so here we are, rolling the clock back again to 1988, and finishing where we were supposed to start, at Michigan, the 2-mile D-Oval. And after that, we will go to Talladega BR. In between, we're gonna only gonna run 30% race tonight. Usually we run 40%, and in between those will be a quick break. It's Talladega; they don't need a lot of practice, so we'll skip the post-race show between races there, so they can get ready real quick. And got a whole lot of racing tonight. Meanwhile, for this race, as you see them playing a little slap and tickle, as Milty would say, on pit road.
It's like 58. Got the list of that
58. Your countryman is stuck on the wall there, Dan.
one. They said, "Damn Canadians."
Oh, bunch of hosers.
Yeah, eh?
But on pole tonight, Dan Irvine in the 27 car, always fast. These momentum tracks. He's definitely looking good so far. Matt Watkins, the GOAT, on the outside, and your season champion. He didn't even have to show up, but here he is. And Dennis Chambers in third. Dave Jandry, another strong qualifying run here. Fourth place. Jeff Hale, also very, very stout at these super speedway style tracks. Michigan's not technically a super speedway. You do have to lift, especially to save tires early in a run here. But it's fast, and the draft is absolutely crucial. Keeping the right side on the car, very important, because that will make it start to push, and you'll start to wear out the tires. We've got 30 cars that look like they're going to start tonight. There's 32 logins in the server right now, but you got to take 2 out for me and camera 2 to my right here, which is currently putting the starting grid on the screen for you.
Drivers, start your engines!
And so, I don't know, our picks tonight, I mean, Dan, I can't tell you to not pick yourself. So who do you think's going to run second to you?
Second to me, let's say Dennis Chambers tonight.
Dennis Chambers is, you know what? That's a blue chip pick right there. He's very, very consistent everywhere we go. Hard to go against Dennis Chambers. And you see him there on the apron rolling out in the number 10 Jim Salad. Dale Jarrett evocative paint scheme there. Going back to Dale Jarrett's championship in the 88 car. I am going to say that Matt Watkins has literally nothing to lose. We don't call him the GOAT for nothing. I say he goes all out and tries to win this one tonight and succeeds. I know that's that's really reaching out there, but going with the 35 tonight.
What are the odds? 1-1?
Well, when he's got nothing on the line,
Yeah. Hard guy to beat anytime.
absolutely. All right, Dan, I'll let you concentrate. You're back in the field there, our 007 in-race reporter, Dan Jones, starting 19th. Didn't get the qualifying effort he was looking for, but this is a great track for my pal, my wingman, my teammate Dan, so good luck out there as the pace car is off. And you see the 27 car of Dan Irvine leads us to the green flag. Got a clean start through the front stretch, and you'll see cars start to fan out very early on here. There's several different lines that work through turn 1 and 2. And this setup is fantastic. I remember running it in the chicken run this season. You can pass high. You can pass low. You can pass, right through the middle. We got Terry Valentine checking in the chat there. We'll give a shout out to the Tower. Oh, Tower, yeah, Jeff Habbick. See if I can find him. Having a little trouble with camera 2 here for a second. It kind of hung up on me. As you see, we've got a very clean start here to this race. 60 laps tonight. Your fuel window is about 20 laps on a 2-mile track. So if we go green all the way, we're looking at a 2-stop race here. See Matt Watkins just letting that low line by, looking for a groove to settle into. He's not going to use up his car early in the race. You don't get where he got by taking risks early on. I know he said he's going out there with nothing to lose, but that does not mean you want to put the car at risk early on. All right, Terry, I found Tower. He's looking strong. Sitting there in the 9th spot on the outside line right now. Looking to make a move under the 53 of TG Reese. Oh, man. Joe Weaver's in the 12 car. Good looking paint on the 12 car. We haven't seen that. I think he just uploaded that last week, but didn't run. Look at that Motorcraft Thunderbird. Kind of red and white scheme. Kind of reminds me of the Kevin Harvick first win. The white and red, good wrench paint scheme. Couple of names in the field here tonight we didn't talk about on the lead-in because of the short time here. Rick Castle looking good in the top 10, currently running 6th. TG Reese, another one of those guys who could win anywhere, looking good in the 53 car. Ken Hansen, not the season he was looking for. A lot of bad luck on Friday nights, so you know he wants to end the season on a good note. The aforementioned Joe Weaver in the 12. Let's get a good look at that car. That is a good looking car. Got the gold numbers that were kind of a thing back in 1988. NASCAR put the kibosh on those for quite some time now. Back then they still hadn't transitioned from spotter scoring to the electronic scoring like we know today, and those reflective numbers were kind of hard to spot from the tower. And the only reason DW got away with that chrome car in the All-Star race is because it's at night. And go back to our lead battle here. You see the 51 of Dave Jandry hanging in there. Looking good in that Lowenbrow 51 machine. Yes, he was running with two of the best right here with the 10 of Dennis Chambers and the 27, your pole setter, Dan Irvine. Everybody has pretty much settled into their groove here, minding their P's and Q's, if you will. You got Jeff Hale looking low on the 51, and he will attempt that pass through turn 3 and 4, and you can see, you see from on board Matt Watkins' car, they are getting really close there. And Matt Watkins can decide whether Jeff Hale completes this pass or not. It looks like Hale will fall back in line to try again. As mentioned, this is not strictly a super speedway track, but the draft is essential. And as you can see there, Jeff Hale, he couldn't do anything without the help. Now late in the run, hopefully some tire wear will spread out the field. If you get down to, one-on-one battles, then sometimes you can complete those without the help. But yeah, at this stage of the race, with tires only 9 laps into the run, yeah, you need a line. You need friends out there, and he seems to be all by himself as far as the checkered flag racing team goes. Yeah, Mark DeSenza, another name we haven't talked about yet. Obviously, just one of the all-time best here at FSB. He is back in the pack right now, currently 17th. Looks like he chose not to turn a qualifying lap, and that's what's gotten him back in the field. And Chet Barkin in the 68 car has lost the draft. Currently listed in the 29th position, with 55 of Evan Castle behind him, so something must have happened to those two on the start to cost them a little bit of momentum. Good news is they've got each other, and if they can just catch a caution, they don't have to really worry about losing a lap here. Ooh, John the Dog Palmer. Something's wrong with the 108 car. Let's see what happened there to him. Oh, he is in the 30th spot, okay. So he's the one bringing up the rear of the field. I'm not sure what got him back there. Pardon me while I back the tape up here to... Oh! Dog missed the start. So he started this race 4 laps down. That's why... that's what got him where he is. Not sure what happened to cause Dog to miss the grid. I know, whatever it was, Ryan wasn't going to hold up the start of the race. No, he didn't lose. That's weird. The laps would not back up further than that for me. See, this front 4 is just running bumper to bumper, picking him up and setting him down. And Matt Watkins happily hanging out there in 5th place, just taking care of the car. And once again, Jeff Haley's going to look under the 51, and this time Matt's giving him a little bit of draft. But Matt wants the high entry to carry that momentum through. This is the very tricky part about trying to make a pass here, is holding that car down on the bottom off turn 2. And if you're on the high side, not pushing up into the wall or breaking it loose on the high side. I could not for the life of me figure out what happened to Dog on the start of this race. We'll ride on board with him as he took the green flag and see if we can hear something happen to his car. He lost a gear. Oh, rough start for the 108, John the Dog Palmer. You could hear there his car hung for a little bit after where he would have been in 2nd gear, and then you hear the low RPMs as he could put it up into 3rd. If he can catch a caution and get some cars starting behind him at the same time, he might be able to recover from this. But that's tough, again, at such a fast track. So all these pretty much single file through the pack here. We'll just go through the field in order. So up here in the lead, you do have the 27. He's had control of the race from the drop of the green flag, Dan Irvine. 10 car of Dennis Chambers. That is our Chicken Run and Truck Series champion for this this winter season of 2019. Season 35, couldn't remember the number for a second. So he's had himself an excellent first year here at FSB. And Dave Jandry in the 51, still holding strong in the Lowenbrow machine. Jeff Hale, Super Speedway Series driver extraordinaire in the 29, Miller High Life. Matt Watkins, the GOAT, 35, Super Mario Brothers. Toyota, one of 2 Toyotas in the field tonight. Rick Castle in the Crown Royal car, another, excellent Super Speedway driver. No surprise to see him up there tonight. Looking good in that Crown Royal, number 124. The Skull Bandit, T.G. Reese, 53. Currently sits in 7th spot. Ken Hansen in the number 9 car, the Coors Melling Bill Elliott beer can there. That was a dominant car during this time frame, and he's looking good tonight at Michigan. Look at that, our in-race reporter Dan Jones has already moved himself inside the top 10. Hadn't talked about him much since the start, and here he sits in the 9th spot. Mr. Bond is on the move. Tower, Jeff Habeck, looking good in 10th spot still with the 101 machine. Our other Toyota and Matt Watkins' teammate, the Big Cactus, as Milty would call him, Steve Weber. In the 3 car, the Wrangler Jeans machine. Mark DeRocket DeSenza, another car, marching up through the field after starting in the back. He is currently slotted in the 12th spot. As you see, him and Webb are looking to make a move on the 101, trying to move Tower out of the top 10. We'll stick with this battle for a few seconds here. And you see the bump draft down the backstretch, and Ryan Johnson's trying to get involved here, trying to make it 3 cars ganging up, but Webb backs out of it going into the corner. And they'll have to reset and try to take another go at it. I see Milt Minter checking in the chat there. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna do both races, man. So we're gonna be here for a while. You know how to get in. We'll keep the seat warm and the beer cold for you, bud. Ryan Johnson, your series admin, the 59 car. Brothers Body and Paint. He sits there in the lucky 13th spot on Friday the 13th. Right there behind his teammate. '95 of young Will Farmer in the McQueen machine. Rusty's medicated bumper ointment. And then you got the 06 of his father, Bill Farmer. So father and son running nose to tail right now. Jordan McGregor, the number 30 Miller High Life Rusty Wallace colors there. Jordan McGregor, another driver returned to us this season, and he just ran away with the Trans Am title as he's looking to make some moves on the outside. Following Will Farmer past his dad, and looks like they're trying to hook up with DeRocket DeSenza on the high side. Man, it's getting spicy back here. Ooh, I accidentally jumped ahead in the field. You see there some moves for position up front, too, as the 51 and 29 and the 10 try to shuffle positions. Oh, hold on to it, Dave. Matt Watkins will help bump Dave Jandry there and get his momentum built back up. And we have been green from the start, and we've got to be looking at pit stops soon here, folks. We are at the window, and as mentioned, this is probably a 2-stop race. See Jordan McGregor working with the 59 car of Ryan Johnson. 58, Johnny Doucette, the Canadian Air Force car, one of... we have 2 Canadians tonight, or 3? Yeah, just 2 tonight, I believe. But yeah, he's looking good there in the 58 machine. Currently slotted in 17th. And this whole pack is, by the way, within 3 seconds, so yeah, nobody's really broken away. And we saw pit stops have begun. Oh, the 101. 101 almost misses pit road there. Someone did right in front of him. We'll stick with this pack as they go through their pit stops. See, 007 of Dan Jones has hit his booth. Yeah, his stall. Dennis Chambers will inherit the lead on this cycle, it looks like. Everybody in and out. Nice and clean. And you see them coming off, and then the next group is coming in now. And excellent pit stops by everybody. And if you want to run here at FSB, you got to learn how to green flag pit, because this is what we do, folks. And TG Reese currently shown as your leader. I cannot imagine he won't be in soon. In fact, there he goes now. TG was really fast there on the bottom. Dave Jandry right behind him. I thought Jandry had already hit pit road. Oh, he must be the car that missed it. Okay. So that must be the one who missed pit road, and so the best thing that happened to him is the 53 staying out here, unless... Oh, that's a pass-through penalty. That's a drive-through for the 51 machine. That's why he's back down pit road. That's a tough break for the Lowenbrow car. We see the 53 of TG Reese is down and away, and we will see where he picks up Dennis Chambers here. Staying out by his lonesome, and you see it's going to cost him dearly. That front pack has absolutely smoked the 53, who had no draft for a full lap while the leaders pitted. You see this group up here, the front 6, those are cars that pitted on the first and the second time by. So they all had drafting partners, they all nailed their stops, and yeah, so what I was talking about earlier, we've got our breakaway here. The 10 car Dennis Chambers takes the lead, 27 Dan Irvine, 35 Matt Watkins, the 3 car of Mark DeRocket Descenza picks up a bunch of spots on the pit stops. So great stops for the 3 car, 29 of Jeff Hale, and Mr. Bond, the 007 of Dan Jones. So I can continue my pass through the field here. Everybody seems to have reset. There were some mix-ups. See a few shuffles in the order here, and people I hadn't gotten to picked up a whole bunch of spots. I had not yet gotten to the 115 of Dave Ellens. He's been away for quite a while, and you see him back tonight in that a Dodge Challenger grill on a Monte Carlo body. Wouldn't have been my first choice to try and make fit into 1988, but hey, we're glad to see Dave back in the 115. There's Johnny Doucette again in the 58, 53. TG Reese has, he found a pack, but yeah, this group is over 4 seconds back of the leaders. So these are the guys who did not have it quite as strong a stop, or in TG's case, got hung out there all by themselves. And we're at the halfway point right now. We're turning the halfway lap right now. These guys need a caution. I don't think this group can catch the first one there. Those are some fast cars hooked up together. 98 our league promoter, as he likes to call himself. He's the boss. 98 is Sam Young, looking good in the brightly colored Sin City Motorsports Monte Carlo. We had not talked about Bob Dixon tonight, who appears to have forgotten to switch out of his 143 car he runs in another league, usually in the 43, but same paint scheme, so we got him representing the STP colors in another Dodge. Ken Hansen looks like he lost a lot of spots on that pit stop. He was inside that top 7 or 8 or so, and he has fallen all the way back to 15th. Jordan McGregor lost some spots there, as well as the Farmers. Dino Francisconi in the 8 car, the Hooters machine. Pops Marguson, the number 99. And Jeff Habbock, he's still running out there. I believe he's a lap down now, so he must have also incurred a penalty on that pit stop. I was afraid of that when he swung through the grass. That'll sometimes get you an unsafe entry. I really think he would have been better off taking the Dave Jandry. I'm sorry, not the Dave Jandry, the TG Reese approach and just coming back around again. So, as you can see, he's not on the ticker up top, and that only covers the top 20. And he is a lap down with this group. No, not officially. Okay, he's in 21st spot, that's why. Okay, so not as bad as I thought. .109 of Rick Pisconer, also usually very strong here. Been quite quiet tonight, now he's separated from the field. He is way back in... Oh, he is a lap down. So he must have also incurred a penalty on the pit stop. And the 12 car of Joe Weavers looks like he has bent up the right side a bit. I did not see him make contact with the wall, but you can see the damage, and that's not going to help his chances tonight. Oh, that's actually a Mustang. It's on the T-Bird body, but it's got Mustang decoration on it. Looks kind of like the SCCA Mustangs that we had back around this time frame. 31, a Brad Otto. As Milty would say, 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps! Brad Otto, who's a proud Marine, a first-time winner this summer over at Talladega. And also, he's been making our FSB merch. I should link that in the YouTube description one of these days. Hooking us up with hats and stickers and bugs. He runs printing business. There is where Dave Jandry cycled out too after his penalty. Currently listed 25th on the standings chart here. Still on the lead lap. He's about 10 seconds from going a lap down, but he's on it. 68 of Chet Barkin. Looking good out there. I know he's had frame rate issues in some of these races, but his car looks okay. His line looks stable. So hopefully we're looking at a good, smooth race for him from here on out. 55 Evan Castle. Ooh, see, Chet kind of had to swat some flies there off turn 2. Turn 2 is the trickiest part of this track. If you come off the corner with your wheel cranked, it can try and jump out on you. Diamond Dave Simons, another Dodge in the field. That green and black 02 car. And that is your last car on the lead lap. As we've cycled back to the leaders here. So when I started that whole resumption of the pass through the field, we saw the second pack was 4 seconds back, and they're holding steady at 4 seconds back. A little bit of a breakup in the front group here, though. It looks like, for some reason, Mark Descends is having a hard time holding on to this draft. And his teammate, Jeff Hale, has fallen back with him. And they've picked up the 108 of John Dog Palmer. Your top three currently: Dan Irvine, Dennis Chambers, and 007 Dan Jones, with the champion Matt Watkins behind them. I wonder if... I think these teammates are playing a strategy here. They're probably saving to try and take 1 can, can and a half, and just 2 tires on this last stop. And they're going to use this second pack to their advantage and not lose too much ground in saving. Because if we came in about lap 25, correct? It's possible. It's possible they're playing a fuel strategy here. Wow, this second pack is starting to get racy. Now, that's not going to help their cause. If I'm one of these guys, I'd want to be perfectly in line, as we're now inside 20 to go. They need to close that gap before the next stop. And this 3 wide thing off 2 here, that is not advised. That is the battle on the track right now, though, for positions, as these front 4 starting to look like front 3, as Matt Watkins is also losing a little bit of touch with this draft. Not out of it yet, but you can see that he is definitely holding something back, or being held back by the fact that he doesn't have a tail draft. That is one of the most frustrating things about big tracks in these truck physics. Now, these are cars, so they're 1988 cars, but they have the Truck Series physics underneath them. If you are in a breakaway like this, and you lose just a little bit of space from the draft, and you don't have a tail draft behind you, you just can't pull the car up there. It just dies about halfway there. You see the 3 and the 29 are falling back and merging, possibly even falling to the back of this second pack. You see Sam Young thinks DeCenza wants to go, tries to go high side with him. Yeah, Sammy's never seen a high side of a track he doesn't like. And oh, Ken Hansen shoots up the track. Gathers it back up. He's looking okay. So we've heard from Terry out there. We know Milty's coming in. And who else is watching out there? Check in on the YouTube chat. Let me say hi to you. And thank you for tuning in tonight and all season long. We're up to 176 subscribers. I never thought we'd see that when we started this whole thing. I just wanted to... All I wanted to do was have these things archived for these guys. So appreciate all your support throughout the past couple of years getting this thing going.
2 tires or 4, Shawn. 10 laps to go.
What's your fuel?
Well, we got to pit again, so we'll have 10 laps to go.
Okay, so you'll take 1 can of fuel? Right sides, bud. Of course, I just broadcasted your strategy if any of these guys are listening. But hey,
that's okay.
You knew that coming in. Yeah, Will Farmer joining us in the booth, too. It's been a barn burner, guys. What you looking at? What do you think you need here besides a caution?
A caution.
No, I said besides a caution. I think you can make 12 seconds up by yourself, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got Jordan McGregor with us, and he's a speed demon, so I think we could get the 12 seconds easy. No, we definitely need a caution for sure. I'm kind of hoping maybe when this big pack pits up here, maybe something. I'm not wishing anything bad on anybody, of course, but if magic yellow flag were to wave in the air, I personally wouldn't.
If someone could just get into someone else trying to get to pit road and give them a lazy spin through the grass that gets you a caution, that would totally work in your favor. I understand. I've been there. But don't hate me for hoping we don't see that, because I want to see this thing go flag to flag.
And I think these guys are pitting right now, so...
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm seeing cars come in right now. We got Hale, Young, Doucette, 98 car in the grass. Oh, that might be a penalty. Oh, he gathers it back in, though. That was probably a late decision to pit. Almost cost the 98 car of Sam Young.
It sure wasn't a yellow. Alright, well, I'm going to head out of here because I'm going to go make my pit stops myself, so...
Alright. Good luck.
Thank you.
So that pit stop was... Oh, here we got Dan Jones, Dan Irvine, 68 of Chet Barkin. Wow, look at Dan Jones just power it in there. No, no, no! Oh, no. That cost Dan Irvine dearly. It's going to cost Dan Jones positions. Yeah, Milty is saying right sides only. I absolutely believe right sides only can do it here. I've done it before, with only 10 to go. And you see he took 10, the right sides, and he's down and away. You see, one of the biggest problems with pitting in this game is that the spotter does not tell you where the other cars are around you once you're on pit road. And 68 was just stuck in the 007's blind spot. And I would have... probably should have reminded him not to slide those. Oh, caution on the speedway. Yellow flag is out. Inside 10 to go. Oh, that is not what Dan wanted to see. Your leader is Matt Watkins. Well, I found the source of our caution here. You see the 27 and the 68 were coming out after that pit stop, and 27 was trying to get all he could stuck behind the slower 68 there, and just got into his bumper on the apron, sent him around up into the racing surface. Dan Jones, oh man, that is not what you wanted to see.
No.
You are a sitting duck without those left sides, so I'm...
Going in.
Yeah, you gotta at least get the lefts. Yeah, just take the lefts. You've only got a lap on the rights, right? Are you on the lead lap? Yes, you are. Yeah, take the lefts. Then again, you're the only car. You're back in the lead lap cars, so you could take the 4 and be okay. Up to you, bub.
I'll take 4.
But you know what? As much as that isn't what you wanted to see, I think just taking the 2 tires saved you from losing a lap on that pit stop.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good then.
Because the other cars that came in with you, they're all down a lap right now. They're going to have to take the tail end restart here. Whereas you get to start as one of the last cars on the lead lap, in line.
Still have a chance.
Still have a chance. It looked like you had an excellent pit entry there, and just
What happened?
the 68 was to your right, but right in your blind spot, and of course spotter doesn't call that, so I'm not going to say one way or another whether that was an NC well, it wouldn't be an NC accountability rule thing because it did not bring out the caution, but you might want to consider it. Let's just say. Because he was to your right, and then he had Dan to his right. So that's why you were 3 wide on pit road.
Well, he was a lap down too, right?
Yeah, but yeah,
Shouldn't have been a contender.
Well, yeah, well, everybody's got to use the same pit road, man.
Yep, sure enough. I didn't see him, actually. You're right, he was in my blind spot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's right where no matter what view you use, you just can't see a car there, and the spotter doesn't call it.
No, it's 27 I thought was beside me, and I thought we had lots of room, actually.
Yeah, I totally see how that happened. Shake it off. You didn't lose anything from it. You got 4 freshies, and you're gonna restart
Chambers
this thing
in the front.
Yeah, yeah. Chambers, Watkins, TG Reese up there. Look at Ryan Johnson. Everybody who ran it as far as they could. Definitely seeing the benefits of that. But you're still in it. You know how wild these restarts can be. I'm pretty sure when we restart this, it's going to be next flag ends it, so get it while the getting's good, I'd say.
Okay. And nothing to lose, no points to gain.
It's true. Well, it is a points race, but yeah, the championship's been decided. You see all those cars who got caught out. A lap down there, hitting pit road now. Your lucky dog should be
27?
I think 27, yeah. If he's going to start yeah, he's down pit road now, and looks like he is speeding like a you-know-what, so yeah, he's probably...
He's coming.
Yep.
Alright, this is not what I wanted, guys.
Where are you?
Well, I'm a lap down.
Yeah, you got caught up in that second group, right?
Yeah, well, I was looking for a caution, then I got my caution, but I was on pit road, so...
Yep. Well, what happened was one of the cars was coming out. 2 cars were coming out together, rather, and they made contact on the apron, and one spun up onto the racing surface. The pit exit here under green is one of the trickier ones around. Got a very flat, narrow apron. And obviously a car that wants to turn at 200 miles per hour, but it's stuck down there at 110 or something like that. So I think one car just got loose in front of the other, and they're both just trying to get everything they could here in the closing laps. And lights are out on the Firebird pace car. We are gonna get this restart to go with restart with 6 to go. Next flag ends it, boys, so tighten those belts up and get some.
First gear start well or second?
I've been doing second, but first gear doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
I usually start in first here. I mean, what's your RPMs when you're in first right now?
Oh, my RPMs are like 7,000.
8.
In first?
You might blow it in second.
Second. Take second. You're going to hit the chip almost instantly, and then, yeah, you could easily rip a gear out or just miss the shift, lose the momentum. Alright, good luck, guys, once again. Pace car is in. Matt Watkins leads them to the green, followed by TG Reese, 59 of your series admin, Ryan Johnson. Excellent start for the 10 and the 35. The 9 car, Ken Hansen. Comes right down. Looking for a spot under the 59. 007 Dan Jones right up against the wall. Whew. Matt Watkins looking underneath the 10 car. He's got the line into turn 3. TG Reese with the draft to help him. Oh, 59 Ryan Johnson pushes up, loses a ton of momentum. Dan Jones on the outside looking to make some moves here. Taking advantage of that lost momentum for the 59. If you can just get some drafting help up top, but 9 cars having none of it. 95, Rusty's machine on the bottom as well. I mean, best he can hope for is to get a lap back, but he's out of contention at this point. We're getting the win as we are inside 5 to go. Next flag absolutely will end this race. On board with the 9 car of Ken Hansen as he watches and attempts to participate in this battle in front of him. You see him going down on the apron. There is no yellow line rule. Not only is it white there, but this is not a super speedway technically. And TG Reese alongside the 10 car, Dennis Chambers, trying to make that move on the outside. Ryan Johnson going with the 10. Ken Hansen looks like he wanted to go high, but had the middle lane taken away by the 59. I'm gonna mute the capture card audio so you can actually hear me. I know I gotta work on some sidechain audio ducking for next season, but meanwhile, on the left side, your battle for the lead. On the right side, on board, Ken Hansen in 5th place as he looks again under the 59. TG Reese stays high behind him. And Dan Jones has dropped back to 6th, but he's got lap cars around him. Oh, Dennis Chambers got into one right on the bumper of the 35. Picks up the 59. Ryan Johnson off the corner. Ryan Johnson looking underneath the 10 now, looking the crossover. He dives it into 3. That was a power move. He's got the draft of Ken Hansen. He's got the draft of Matt Watkins. He is on the move. Clears him on the front stretch, gets in behind the 35. White flag in the air. Oh, that is for the... Oh, that was the checkered flag. I was so...
Matt wins.
Following it so closely there, I missed the white flag. It still looks white on my ticker. So Ryan Johnson second with a power move in the last set of corners. This is what happens on a one-man band. I missed the white flag. So great win by your champion. The GOAT. Matt Watkins. So your official standings here we'll run through real quick. Oh, he got off the track quickly for that. So we'll just do it off the laptop here then. Matt Watkins, once again, your winner. 1 caution flag gives that a barn-burning pace of 160.118 miles per hour. That's got to be one of the fastest average speeds we've seen all season. Ryan Johnson, the power moves there at the end of that race. Brings it home a strong second place with the 59 car. Dennis Chambers in the 10 rounds out your top 3. Ken Hansen, yeah, he got back in the field tonight, but he bounced back nicely to that 4th place finish. He was helped by staying out. Oh, Brad Otto got flagged on pit road. He says, "Dang flagman on pit road." Yeah, I've been there, man. Tough break for the 31 car and is right. This is Michigan, not California. Yeah, tonight here at Michigan. 53 TG Reese rounds out your top 5. Dan Jones couldn't quite make up the spots there at the end. Too much lap traffic around to work through, but still a strong run there in 6th place. And Jeff Hale, Steve Weber, your last car is on the lead lap. The rest of this field was caught out a lap down by the timing of that pit sequence and caution flag.
Yeah, I came right up into him out of the pits. That wasn't good. Gonna have to apologize to 68 and 27 on that one.
10-4. Yeah, that's the way we roll here, and yeah, every one of us has been in that spot. You can't see. You can only go by the sound. So yeah, not the break they were looking for.
Dan and I came in perfectly, and if we would have continued, man, I wonder what that would have turned out like.
Yeah, it looks like you had the strategy there. You had the execution. Oops, sorry, I had both screens up here getting the music, so you get a little echo there. Alright, we'll let that music play out. We're not going to bother with the usual post-race thing here because Ryan's got to set us up for the next race. Oh, Ryan's joining us in the booth. Man, those were some power moves there at the end, buddy.
Oh, you'll set it.
Hey, man. Yeah, really lucked out with the caution there. I knew I was fast. I just never could get the track position to qualify well, and with that long green flag run, things separated early on. So happy with it. That's a good run. I'm shaking.
Yeah, well, I saw you absolutely just sent it into turn 3, and it stuck. So that was a good move.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the broadcast, sir.
Absolutely, and thanks for all you do, man. Keeping this train rolling all season long. I know you gotta get to work setting up the Talladega server.
Sam's going to set that up, but I do want to say congrats to Matt on a great season. Another great win tonight. Fun racing with you this season, Dennis Chambers, in this series and in the trucks. Especially, we had a good battle early in the trucks, but I kind of stumbled. But yep.
Oh yeah, Dennis was strong. Yeah, that's your truck series champion, your chicken run champion, and put in. Looks like might have moved up to 3rd in the points after that. Because I see he was only 1 point back of Webb coming in. Great run for Dennis Chambers. You kept that car clean. You kept it up front all night long. Looks like just all you needed was maybe circumstances to go the other way, and you could have pulled that one off.
Yeah, I think you nailed it right on the head. I know when the caution came out and taking the one to go, that was the last spot where I wanted to be, was leading.
10-4, yeah. But still, again, strong season, strong run all night. Great job, as always, Dennis. And, man, well, it's been a great first year for you here, and we've certainly enjoyed running with you and watching you here on Friday nights. So hopefully we'll continue that in the new year. And Matt Watkins putting another exclamation point, as if he needed more, on this champion season.
That was a fun race. That caution definitely shook up a lot of guys there.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I appreciate Dennis. He raced me insanely clean as usual. Ryan had brilliant strategy as usual. He's always there and finished second. So awesome job to him. Congrats to Dennis on his championships. And I appreciate Ryan putting this on again, and did an awesome job with the series. So I had a really good time racing all these guys all year. It's just a ton of fun.
Well, come back in a few weeks after the break.
Yeah, we're going to take the rest of December off. You're going to be there for the demo derby. I think a lot of guys want a shot at you.
I'm going to certainly try. I think I'll paint some bullseyes on this car, you know?
Awesome. Well, I'll let you guys do what you got to do. Take your little break between races because I know we got to get right back to it at Talladega. I'm going to take a break myself. So thanks for joining us up here in the booth for the post race. And man, you know what, Matt? And also thank you for breaking the broadcaster jinx. Because coming into this race, I called it. I said you had nothing to lose, so you were just going to send it. And that's what you did. So you made me look genius. Look good.
Well, I'm glad I could help you out.
Exactly. Anything that makes me look good, I appreciate.
Well, you're welcome.
Because I need all the help I can get. All right. Thanks, guys. Good luck at Talladega, and I'll talk to some of you again soon.
Yep.
Thanks, Shawn.
Yep, good job on the win, Matt. Good run there, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to go back into standby and give us some more music from Melbourne while we wait between races.
Try time. Why can't you see? Slow Kate, stand straight and take aim. Let's fly. Gun is in my hand.
go.
And we are back. And ooh, something happened to my green screen now. Strange.
Back in black. Hit the sack.
Back in black.
Let loose from the noose that's kept me hanging around.
Welcome back, everybody. And as you can hear, Milt's in the house. How you doing, Milty?
Oh, pretty good. Done with the honeydews, I think.
Are they ever really?
Mm-hmm. Doubleheader tonight. You ever get a chance to see the updated points as far as some of these other positions down? We know who the champ is, the GOAT there.
That's true. Let me see if Ryan did upload the points. You can do that. Of course, it helps my phone's not upside down.
Yeah, they don't like that.
I was trying to swipe up, and up was down and down was up. Meanwhile, you see Bob Dixon trying to bounce back from the disappointing run there at Michigan. Takes your pole, and Dave Jandry, another strong start here, second spot. Bill Farmer, Dan Irvine, and Jeff Hale rounding out your top 5 qualifiers.
Well, you always want to swipe up. You don't want to swipe down. It could be a problem. It could be a mess there.
I think you're thinking of left and right, and that's an app that I don't need.
Well, I don't know. Think about it. Wipe and wipe.
Oh, that type of wipe. Not as much of a problem for us.
Come on, boy. I say, come on, boy. Come on, boy. Stay with me, boy. Listen, boy. I say, listen, boy. Get the chicken, boy.
All right, trying to get the points here. Let's see. Is that with the latest results? Oh, Michigan was added in there. Okay, so I did have the points up. Or so, Dennis Chambers is now 1 point back of Steve Weber. Ryan Johnson. Actually, if I go to the post-race show thing.
Yeah, there's definitely some really close battles for position on this last race right here, which is gonna make it interesting.
Yeah, so those points that were up at the end of the previous race, those were accurate. Matt Watkins, Rick Wisconner in second, Steve Weber, Dennis Chambers, Ryan Johnson. All 4 of those guys could potentially swap spots. Depending on this race. So
that's podium alert, brah.
Yeah, there's some serious podium implications here tonight. So, getting back to our grid here, Talladega BR. This track likes the high line. It's a little tough to hold it down, but it's still Talladega, and we've had some moments here. We had the hugely popular win for Brad Otto last summer, or this past summer. I remember my own teammate Dan Jones stealing one in the last corner of the last lap. I haven't forgiven him for it yet. I'm just messing with him because he snuck into the booth here, thought I wasn't paying attention. Dan Jones joining us once again. Looks like you're taking the provisional, Dan.
Yes. I went the wrong way on the track.
Oops.
Oh, wrong way, Dan. There. Don't cock it up again, 007. Where are you bloody going?
That's something I tell him. If you qualify mid-pack, especially in a huge... Qualify mid-pack, sometimes I like to wipe my qualifying lap, so
it's like, don't drive backwards, bro.
Unless you're trying to wipe your qualifying lap if you don't like your starting spot. So that's a valid strategy. And you got Mark DeSenza back there with you, so you're in good company.
Matt Watkins, too.
Watkins took the provisional, okay.
Sam Young.
Let me see what...
That's what he do.
Dave Simmons, Jim
Milty's spot in front of him, so that's what he was trying to do. That's what you're usually trying to do when you do that.
Yeah.
Chet Bark, actually, you got a good thing too, because you got 2 empty spots behind you, so you don't have to worry about cars to go
Right.
around as you get into your stall. You got camera 2's spot there and my spot, so that worked out pretty well for you.
Awesome.
Well, Jordan McGregor there in 6th. He's hoping he's not like his namesake, McGregor. Who the fuck hit me?
Yeah, you and McGregor? No. Okay. Lost my train of thought here. Yeah,
the
we got
Lamb in 8th there. Meh.
Yeah, Brian Lamb. Yeah, did he make the last race?
No, he didn't. He missed it by 30 seconds.
Oh, you gotta be kidding
He's a
me.
California guy, man. You know, I mean, they always show up late at the games. You know,
it is tough, but yeah, tough start time for California sometimes. Which is funny considering that's Fresno to Shell Beach is the FSB, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's California-based. Jim Ray, obviously my partner here, Milt Winter, California boys. But rounding out this field, we got Rick Bisconer, always a strong super speedway runner up there in 7th. Brian Lamb, Evan Castle, Dino Francesconi, T.G. Reese, Steve Weber, Dave Ellens, Ryan Johnson, Brad Otto, looking to repeat, catch lightning in the bottle again. Will Farmer, Jeff Havoc, Rick Castle, Ken Hansen, Dennis Chambers with an uncharacteristically deep start in qualifying here. Starts himself 20th. Johnny Doucette, Joe Weaver, John the Dog Palmer, the aforementioned Mark DeSenza, and Dan
I'm gonna
Jones
win
in the
this
25
race,
spot.
monster. You watch.
You know, that would be another popular upset win there, so yeah, let's go for it, man. And I'm getting through here. We mentioned taking the provisionals. Chet Barkin, Pops Margison, Diamond Dave Simons, Sam Young, and Matt Watkins making it interesting. Taking the shotgun on the field start there at the back.
Wow, that guy was loud, man. Who was that? Driver, start your engine.
It's the default GSYE
It sounded default,
wave.
man.
One thing I don't mess with.
On the pole there, Bob Dixon. He's looking to wipe away some of the bad luck of this whole season by pulling a weapon out of his hat right here. This is Talladega. Anybody can win, they say. Well, that's no joke here in FSB, in this pro league. Any one of these guys can win with the proper pit stops, a little bit of luck, get there at the end, and get some business done here. We had a shortened race. The distance was a little bit shorter than normal.
30% on the last race, 30% on this one as well. We are looking at.
But still, fatigue is going to be a little bit of an issue there. I'm sure, Dog's got an advantage there with, and he loves talking about it. This isn't joking around or making fun of a guy that's paralyzed, because he is paralyzed. But the bottom line is that he likes these races because these other guys got to go to the bathroom. He's already set up, and he loves talking about it. He'll tell you all about it.
Oh yeah, well we did have a break there, so that helped everybody out.
We were in the 12 also looking. That's a bitchin' car there, man. The Motorcraft car.
Yeah, you like that?
I love that car.
I think that's the first time we've seen that on the track, and it's a good looking ride. It's a Mustang, if you hadn't noticed.
You're gonna beat Matt Watkins with a Ford? How many days did you tell him? 90 days.
All right, well, pace car is off, and Bob Dixon, Dave Jandry, front row, leading us to the start, which is rather famously after the Tri-Oval here at Talladega. How many races over the years, both in real racing and here at FSB, have we seen the outcome of the race changed by that decision Bill France made as a green flag in the air?
Let's go racing, boys!
Yeah, the start-finish line was pushed back rather famously because Bill France wanted to sell those seats past the start-finish line, and it's just one of the things that adds to the Talladega lore. As we have a clean start to the backstretch here.
Easy, boys.
Ooh, they are shuffling around already. Alright, the camera angles are not the best here at Talladega BR, and I keep forgetting that. So bear with
Look,
me.
man,
I'm
you
gonna
can't
have
remember everything, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
I keep wanting to try and drop the stock Talladega cameras in there and see if it works.
Oh, they're zigging and zagging, jigging and jiving. There was no more anxiety in sim racing than
12 car.
plate racing.
12 car down to the apron and gathers it back up.
This stuff is scary. You can't see nothing. At almost 200 miles an hour going down the back straight. 197. Jeff Hale, the plate master. He played some baits right there. He's due too. I mean, you just got a star-studded field here. You think these guys can win?
Something happened. 12 car. I don't know what it was. He didn't get hit. I wonder if he had a screen freeze or something, because he just shot to the inside.
Let me take a look
back up
while
and
you
back on
cover
the
the
track.
action. I'll watch him and see what I see.
I just backed up. You'll see it as the broadcast
Okay.
catches up there on YouTube. Yeah, he had nobody around him, and now he's on pit road. Definitely some kind of technical issue for the 12 car. Hate to see that. Meanwhile, Dan Irvine has moved himself to the front of this race here with the
Yeah, he just
little
went
help from the
exit
29.
stage left. Heavens, the Boygatroid.
Makes me wonder
Now
if it
they're
wasn't a
putting tires
family.
on the car. I'm not sure. The crew's a little confused here.
Nope,
Left
Sammy.
side tires for the 12. Did he blow a tire?
No,
that
that's
generally
not
doesn't
possible.
happen in the sim. Hey, there's Jim Ray. What's up, buddy?
Jim checking in the chat. Yeah, it's
The
possible
man,
he
the
was.
myth, the legend.
It's possible he was having a problem and pulled in to change some settings. Because you can do that
I think
while
he
you're
nailed
pitting.
it right there. Yep.
Tough break
Tough
for the
luck here,
12.
but he could get a lucky bow wow here. You never know.
He's currently still on the lead lap after that. No, I stand corrected. He is one lap down, but yeah, as you alluded to, one quick caution, which is always a looming possibility here at Talladega, and he could be back on the lead lap.
The pack in the back with Chet Barkin is losing time. Trying to get the other SDP car, the Racer's Edge. Up there in that group, still in the groove. Dog surveying the situation. Back in that AMC Spirit. Still rumors with
Dave
him
Jandry.
talking to Porsche about maybe bringing back his Porsche for next year.
Oh, we got a wreck
got
on the
big wreck.
backstretch.
The 115 is around. Caution is
And
out.
he just holds it up there against the wall. Oh, now hard to the inside for the 58.
Donnie Doucette and the 115 of Dave Ellens on his return. I was, in Save Mart there shopping for my wife and watching on my phone and listening. And you talking about Dave Ellens? What a great time we live in. And he has disconnected and he is out of the race. Well, so lucky dog here. Do we get a lucky dog for?
Yeah, it's going to be the 12.
12.
I mean, well, we'll see
Very
what happened
opportune.
here with the... Yeah, you got 53 on the bottom, 9 car pulls along the bottom, 115 is stuck in the sucker hole, and 58 seems to have caught the wall and bounced down into Dave Ellens.
He said
two of them.
sucker wall.
Two of them just got stuck there.
Sucker
And
hole.
58 hard to the inside. Dave Ellens, seems like his car should have been able to continue, but he chose to retire it there on the spot.
Yeah, I'm watching it again here, but when I caught it live, not horrible damage, but like hard wall damage. They could have fixed that thing, I think. Whoa, and they just barely missed Dave Simons going behind him there. You know, at nearly 200 miles an hour, you start to go, you got no control.
Yeah, most of the time when something happens here in super speedway racing, you are just along for the ride.
Under caution here,
And this is going to
what
be
do you
for
do?
fuel,
You get
not
two
for tires.
You're not going to get a whole lot of fuel.
You want fuel. Always top off that tank
Tires are
until
not
you're
that
inside the
important.
window.
Not want to lose time. Maybe you
Oh,
go
the
no
59 and the
tire.
10 get together on pit road. Oh, I bet Ryan Johnson did not expect the 10 to be pitting that far back in the field. I know Ryan has to run with pit crews turned off, too, because he's on a very old laptop.
Oh, no tires for a dog. I see a pussycat on the back of his car there. Are you kidding me? The dog with some pussy on his car. That's interesting.
That's for the team, Black Cat Racing.
Oh, yeah, that's, of course that is.
Yeah, the team
And
consisting
black
of...
cat. I like it, baby.
That team consisting of John Dog Palmer, Dan Irvine, Ken Hansen, and Rick Bisconer. And those four teammates are all here in the race together. Look for them to hook up and try and get something done.
Monster, you better get that name of my car right. I'm going to come from Illinois and kick your ass.
Oh, look at that there. The 35 switched cars in between sessions here. He ran the black Mario car for the Michigan race and took the time to switch over to the blue one for this Talladega run.
Well, that one was going into the Hall of Fame there, so...
Well, they're all in the Hall of Fame when he drives. Are you kidding?
There's Bubba Racer. What's up, Bubba?
Hey, Bubba
What's
checking in
shaking,
again.
bacon? Down with some beers and taking some names, baby.
I'm sure he'd like to. Bubba Razor, the grandfather of the drummer of our FSB house band, Alborn. You hear their music playing on our standby screen every week, so we thank Bubba and the band for that. It's definitely a nice touch. Better than the generic music that kept getting copyright claimed anyway. It was playing before.
Back in the top off, Dave Simons. They're in the back anyway, and the 12 of Weaver.
Well, Weaver's got to pit this time because he's a lap down, and he's got to get his lucky dog, so he should be incurring himself a end of longest line penalty this time by intentionally. You see what I'm talking about there? That's a Mustang, in name at least, on the Thunderbird body.
Well, that's one of the funniest parts of Ford versus Ferrari, but I won't spoil it if you haven't watched it. But when they first brought out the Mustang, I just love what Ken Miles said there. But guess I shouldn't say nothing because that would spoil it. I'm kind of a spoiler guy because I got a big mouth. That's Jim Ray, you know. I had to sit on the couch a few times when I was racing here because of that.
Hey,
It's
did I
all
just
good.
walk into the broadcast booth?
I think you did.
What's up, guys?
Where are you still on the track there, bud?
I think so.
Well,
Okay.
isn't it past your bedtime?
It's way past my bedtime. And I'm not even kidding. I have to be at work by 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm not ready.
Don't they have
At work by
labor laws
9,
for
oh
kids,
my.
I
young
know.
fellas
Not the end of the world,
young
but it
as
is
you?
Saturday.
Your dad making you do some labor? We might have to call the labor board here and that out.
Nah, he works at Cinnabon, right?
Yeah.
And there we have young
And
little
he's
farmer
sitting in
sitting
fourth place
fifth.
right now,
Fourth place,
following
yeah.
our last winner here, showing that it was no fluke there. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
Miltism?
Ding!
Do you feel dizzy? Do you feel faint?
I had to do that one for you in the first race.
And we got the A car up there, Madera, California, right down the road from me of Dino Francesconi with the Francesconi brothers.
See, that's one of the pros of iRacing. You see, the Francisconi, he doesn't have to deal with the sleep deprivation that us East Coast guys are dealing with right now. So it's 11 o'clock here, and I'm starting to feel it.
Come on, you
are way too young to be
got
talking
nose
like that,
hairs
Will.
older than you, son. Come on, you're supposed to be able to go all night and all day, man. Come on.
Yeah, well,
Lights
it's not
are
working
off
out.
on the pace car.
But anyway, about this setup, this setup here, it seems like for a lot of guys, seems to be pretty jittery. I'm seeing a lot of guys wiggling back and forth. I noticed that in practice as well. And it seems like the high line is going to be the way to go tonight, I think. I made it all the way up here using just the high line, and
that's what I found.
It.
That's what I found here on this BR version and the setups we've been running on it. So you're going to see a lot of moves made on the high line, but
that makes sense with the car that's jittery. You make that apex not as tight. When you got a car that's on the loose side and you got to keep it pitched down, coming out of 2 and 4, that makes it a lot more possible to spin out.
Yeah, but anybody who can make it work on the bottom, whoever can figure that out and get a teammate to help them down there, they can probably make some ground tonight. We got a long way to go still. We're gonna take this.
The plate master, the multiple super speedway champion, Jeff Hale, on point here. That's bad news for the Bears right now, let me tell you.
Pace car about to duck in here. And we still got a pretty long way to go. This is only going to be a restart on lap 10 of 57. Your fuel window here, just like any super speedway, we're looking at about 18 laps. So, 47
the big
to
cactus
go.
After running top 5 at Michigan, once again running well, doing what he does, which is smooth and stable and doesn't take chances. Looks for opportunities and mistakes other people made, and that brought him a championship a few years ago.
Absolutely. And we are off. Another clean start here through 1 and 2. Well, so far. Might be calling that a little premature. It looks like we're good.
Single file now, so what are they going to do? Who's going to split out? Dino
Oh,
Francesconi
59 car.
like a snake
It's
in
the big one.
in a fire.
Big one in turn
And we
3.
got a big one. And they're crashing everywhere. Oh!
Lamb's rolling. 27 is rolling.
No cars made it through.
Huge accident into turn 3. I'm going to back this up on the laptop here.
I think we got some sky grounders here, maybe. I don't know. I missed it. So watching the front.
Well, here we go. We got it queued up. 59 car and the 27 here on the backstretch. It was a bad bump, and that caught the 59, which hooked the 143. Your pole setter. That sent Lamb airborne.
Man.
Blah.
There is nothing you can do here. Let's take a look.
Let's go. Let's ride the roof cam here on Evan Castle, 55, and see, just how fast
27 caught in that.
this
Multiple
starts.
hours.
10 cars ahead of him.
Dan Jones sneaks through. I think Dan Irvine's still flipping.
Now look at that. When the 55 got there, he just had nowhere to go. He actually had 2 cars in the air. Came down on his hood.
Chunks blown here.
Yeah, that's where I was.
I think January might. I don't know. Let's see what. Oh, there it is. You see it. You start to slow down. Oh, bam! Oh, and you're in the fuel cell of the '09 there.
And here is the in-car view as you
Dog
requested.
comes to a stop there. Very good. I don't know if he got damaged or not, but he definitely loaded down. We're gonna have to see. There's so much action
this is
going on there.
this is on board the '09 and Brian Lamb, and you see the black smoke of death coming up after the car came to a rest. That's gonna end the night for Brian Lamb, unfortunately.
I'm on fire! I'm on fire!
Beat down Bubba. Bubba Razor asking where that old man Dave Jandry is, and Dave.
And the whole time you're here, that's what you're hearing in the cockpit.
Yeah, nothing but this metallic scuffing and clanking every time the car flips and rolls. Currently,
That thing's done.
Dave
Get out
Jandry
of
is
here,
listed
son.
in 24th. Bubba.
And that was obviously not a bad place to be in the back, away from, the big one is going to come. It always do.
Yep. I think you mentioned Dan Jones drove through the middle of that. Let's take a look and see what he saw driving through there.
You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Rock. I expect you to talk.
Here we go, riding the roof of Dan Jones. See, that happened right in front of him. He got a tiny, tiny bit of contact. He should be okay from that. I don't think that was hard enough to hurt him. You hear him getting back down through the gears, and he just gets going again. That was very, very lucky on Dan's part there, and he should be in good shape, and he is one of the best super speedway racers here.
Hockey, they're just like punching each other, and the parents are like, "Not good job, son." Oh,
yeah, Dan's on pit road right now.
that was almost
Getting the car
Skyfall right
tended
there.
to. Looks like he'll take tires and fuel, top off. Make sure the car is alright and rejoin the action here.
So many cars. I mean, just trying to get all that action. I'm trying to flip back and look at it's crazy.
Yeah, hopefully that's the last of that. We'll see. Yeah, let's make that the only big one they have to deal with here. Looks like the 143 car is still on the track. Very slowly. Looks like he's trying to complete one more lap. What is he? He's just stopped at the start-finish line. Oh, he's trying to line up in the right spot. It's telling him to let someone go, I bet. Okay. Yeah, you want to make sure he didn't cross the start-finish line, because sometimes in this game, even though it's not green flag time yet, some tracks you can cross the start-finish line out of position under caution, and some tracks it dings you right away.
This is why we say you just never know. This is a great opportunity live on Friday night for some of these guys to maybe get their first win or to beat the big dogs,
I'm looking at Ryan Johnson's car, and it is not going to be the 59 beating any big dogs tonight. He's got a very large gap between the hood and the front headlight and grill area. Back end is just
Put
all
some
bent
Windex
up.
on it. It'll be fun.
I don't think you put a tanker of Windex on that thing, it ain't getting any better. 59 is just going to be out there making laps, getting what points he can out of this. He was part of that big fight for the podium that we looked at on the lead-in here. He could still pick up positions in the points. So he's going to try and do just that.
We got Lambo phone disabled suckers. Do we know this guy? Is that Lamb or?
Lambophone, probably. It did say Frosty the Snow Lamb before. The microphone's disabled.
Frosty the Snowman. I can't remember the rest of the song.
The Holly Jolly Soul.
It's a no, man. That's Burl Ives, bro. You know, it's a holly jolly Christmas. It's the
Oh, you know
best
what? It was in
time
the
of
same movie,
year.
so why not? Dave Jandry still. I'm not sorry. Johnny Doucette, rather, is still on the track there. Pops off again in the 58 car. Let's take a look at his, see how he's looking after that first caution.
Yeah, he was
Possibly a
in the
little
first
damage
one.
to the spoiler, and maybe a little bit to the nose, too. He might be okay if he could just stay tucked in.
Madera, California's, Francisconi is really in a position here that he likes right now.
Hey,
And
Barrett
this
McKay.
this is what he likes. He likes these super speedway tracks.
Yeah, he's a
He
very
was-
good super speedway driver.
He was very, back and forth at the start there.
Pace car lights are off. He's got Barrett McKay
Or
checking in the
restart, I
chat.
should
Thanks for
say.
joining us again, Barrett.
You're always these are all fixed setups, but you have steering adjustments you can make. And then, you do qualify and you practice, but then you get behind cars and your vision changes. You really have to adapt. You were so close. All you see is that deck lid, and you got to peek out a little bit. And you'll be seeing guys peeking out, looking for the apex points, because then they have to count down in their minds, 3, 2, 1, and then start the turn, because they can't just follow the car in front of them, because the guy in front of them is going to be turning, and then they're going to be a half a second late or a smidge as we go green.
Green flag back in the air. Oh,
And
man.
they are all over each other. Brad Otto down low. Brad Otto takes the low line.
Oh, he's hunting down there, though. That car is
He's trying to make it 2 in a
very
row
nervous
here.
looking.
It's amazing what victory can do. There's Barrett
Jordan
McKay.
McGregor.
What's up, Barrett? Thanks for showing up, buddy. Oh, and then Jake
Wow.
Jake goes down and almost against the wall. And he's still unstable. And you see the 8 wagging and zagging. I don't know. I think he's just kind of doing that to get vision.
No, it's
Taking a look
this
down
car.
low again.
This car hunts a lot on the straightaways. I found
He's
when we
on-
ran it in Chicken Run.
He's definitely hunting. Dave Simon's down there missing the, trying to hope some guys will come down and make that bottom line work. Helping out Brad Otto there.
See Brian Lamb, still on pit road there. Oh, I hear screeching. Oh, there's a wreck in turn 1.
Cautions, bring
And
cautions.
Dan Jones retires on the spot.
Caution is out. Jordan McGregor all over the back of the 29 of Jeff Hale.
My
Okay,
TeamSpeak
now-
window is too small there to read what Lamb's trying to say with his name there.
Okay, Brian Lamb can't talk. Microphone disable. If that's, wow, man, he's multitasking himself as these guys cross the line there. Smoke still all over the place there. Wow. These guys they're not messing around, man. They're putting on a show. This is the last race of the season. And they're going to, like my dad used to say, drive it hard and put it away wet,
It looks like a 55 in the 007 got into turn 1 to get, notice the tail and just that thing we were talking about where the car hunts around a lot. Looks like they just both kind of tried to occupy the same spot and it didn't work out. Collected the 12 a little bit. Hard lick for the 007. Looks like the front end was all bashed up and as noted he just retired on the spot.
Oh, Evan Castle and the 12 got into that too. I'm sure, Dan's going to have to get out of the premium urgent care center.
the 101.
That's where I took
Did
my
you see the
wife
101
tonight, by the
pass
way.
just barely past him there on the bottom? Very lucky for Tower Jeff Havoc there.
If you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have no luck at all. Let's see what these top runners do. We're focusing on the 8. Madera, California's Dino Francesconi. No tires the last time, no tires this time.
So he
Tires,
is
I
down
don't
and
need
away.
those with the Rusty's car with a great pit stop there for Will Farmer. Way up past his bedtime, and he gets a spot on pit road. Kudos for that pit crew team.
Yeah,
And
great
Mama,
stop.
here comes that man. Here comes that man, Mama. He's that guy in that 35 car. Where did he come from? He came from the
All
winter
the way in the
circle in
back.
Michigan and got on the helicopter and flew over here, and there he is. And he's having fun too. That's what he was saying. He was having fun racing these guys. There's a pretty good chance he's going to be back next year. So you better, you want to win this championship.
Time to
Guy's gonna-
step it up, boys.
You better step it up because he's the, the cream of the crop right now. And he has been, and I've definitely experienced that firsthand.
Oh, yeah. And my first Pro Cup win there was with him nipping right on my bumper, and thank goodness I didn't see Slim coming, because otherwise I would have just, I would have been worried about both of them.
You've been trying to get autographs and take pictures instead of
Oh
drive,
my
but-
goodness, look who's checking in the chat. Jay Cut, that must be Joe Cut. Joe Cutter?
Joe Cut, what's up, bud?
Saying it's past your bedtime, Milty.
Dude, man, I'll probably sleep till like 3. Last week, after the one broadcast we had, then we did the post-race watch party, and got to bed about midnight. I woke up at 3 p.m. I couldn't believe it.
I could.
But I work pretty hard, as we all do.
Yeah, well, you got physically demanding work, too, so...
Oh, yeah. Doing houses right now, which I really like. Not as much money as doing commercial, but
Easier?
really like building a house. It's easier. It's close to home. And that's working out for me. Being able to help my wife out and stuff, and we'll gear up and we'll go make some real money out of town next year for sure.
Nice.
I gotta throw out a shout out to Visaya Tile, VCT. That's my sponsor. Them and Budweiser, of course. I love my job.
Well, that's good. That is always an advantage when you can find something you actually enjoy.
Yeah, it's Donkey Pop. That's my dad's mantra. That's my mantra. That means don't give up. And I had a lot of hard times, but you always got to fight. You got to do what you do, and things will work out for you. And they definitely have.
Meanwhile, I think we're about to see the lights turn out on the FSB pace car. Probably this time by here. Yeah, they're still on, so I suspect they'll be off. And look who has stayed out on this pit cycle, this caution flag cycle here, and taken the lead. It's the 101 of Jeff Havoc.
Well. Tower. Yeah, buddy. In the lead at Talladega, and now he pits.
Now, Ryan Johnson pits. That's not the 101. Different black and red car.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, easy mistake to make. You got the 101 out there in black and red. You got the 83, and then the 59. 59's got the yellow numbers though, so that helps him stand out. You can see there, right in the top and bottom of the frame, there's the red and black. You have the 101, and then 83 of Steve Weber. I mistake these two for each other on long shots constantly.
Well, you know what? My heart rate is raising right now, and I'm not even in this race because I'm thinking like I'm the 101, and there's that guy behind me in the 29. I don't know how many times. That's just scary, man. I mean, 'cause this guy is a charger, and he likes to lead.
Yeah, he doesn't like to follow. He likes to be up front.
He's gonna put the pressure on Tower here.
Well, they've run together enough in the Super Speedway series to know how each one likes to run. So
it seems like I give the kiss of death a lot, but I'm gonna do it anyway because here we got Tower in the lead, and learning the sim, learning the racing, all the strategy, pit stops in a professional league. He's hung in there and never gave up. Donkey Bop there for the 101.
Absolutely. And
let's see what he can do here now, man. This is what you live for. This is why you show up. Why you put the hours in of training, testing, talking with your teammates, running all these races, showing up to get a chance to get a good finish or maybe even a win. At Talladega, it could happen. This isn't down low there. This isn't a lap down. No, he's just kind of breezing.
he started shotgun. Probably topped off a couple times too. Pace car is off. 101 leading us back to green here.
Multiple cautions, brake cautions. Also, they reset you, and you have to reset your focus.
Couple laps here, we'll be at halfway, and oh, Jeff Hale immediately after the start-finish line makes his move.
It does not mess around. Like I said.
Yeah, that's gonna put
I know this, man.
Tower on the outside. Oh, Dino Francisconi barely holds on the bottom.
Tower needs to get, in, and he gained track position there. Get in and get him a good groove spot and ride along and try to keep his track position.
Well, he's already lost a ton of it. He's fallen back to about 8th or 10th spot there.
Dog on the inside, trying to work that inside line, looking for some help. Doesn't get it, goes back in line behind the 3.
Now look at this shot here. It shows how fast these cars really are going out there too.
These are great pictures, HD quality, but it still does not give you, just like when you watch it on TV, you don't really get the sense until you're in the cockpit of how fast you're going, how little you can see there. As Dino Francisconi, you could put a pack of cigarettes between him coming out of turn 2 there and the wall. Of course, we advise for smoking again. Don't start smoking.
Of course, at this point, David Pearson was trying to make a comeback, and he did require the Wood brothers to install a cigarette lighter in his car, because he would smoke during the races, as would Dick Trickle famously.
I'm sure
light up under caution. Oh, we got cars around the backstretch. Bill Farmer airborne backwards. Caution is on the speedway again. What a ride for the 06 car. Oh, back end is all torn up on the 06 of Bill Farmer, our series sponsor. And here is what happened. He was on the outside of the 09 coming off turn 2. And got a little help. And see when the back end of that car goes into the air at 200 miles per hour, it just lifted it up. And he's backwards into the inside wall. Rearranged the back end of that car. He didn't hit the nose, despite going up in the air on the nose, so he might be okay. He might be able to fix that and still maintain a respectable speed. J-Cut. Latest odds at DraftKings Sportsbook. Watkins 3-2, Hale 3-1, everyone else 5-1. While we wait to go back to green here. Everybody will hit pit road. And I'll take a quick break. I'm not sure what happened to Milty, but we'll stick on here with our new leader, Jordan McGregor. I had to go check on what my cat was doing and making a weird noise. She likes to bury her food bowl. No reason. She likes to bury it. Whatever she can find nearby to bat over to it to cover it, she does. And she found a towel and is dragging it around, smacking it against the bowl. Cats are weird. And Jordan McGregor might be coming in this time to top off. I don't know if he's just staying out there for a lap lead. And again, I don't know what happened to Milt. You can see the back end of the 06 car of Bill Farmer has seen better days. It's not going to hurt him as bad as nose damage, but it's definitely not going to do him any favors either. Oh, Milty's cable has gone out on him, so it looks like I'm flying solo again here. And sometimes you just can't buy a break even when you're just broadcasting, so tough break for my partner there for a final show of the year, but we'll be back together next year. Or hopefully he'll be back up soon. And Jordan McGregor has stayed out in the number 30 car, holding on to that lead. Apparently he feels the track position is worth it. And we are about to come up on halfway here. On the restart, that is, as it'll be lap 28 when we go green. So, I mean, there is no literal, exact halfway with 57 laps, but approximate halfway. And again, 18 laps on fuel. So this is gonna have another stop no matter what. Yeah, and Jay Cut, Budweiser's not gonna wake Milty up. And he says, his cable went out, so it is what it is. Got cars heading down pit road to top off this time by. Who is that down there? Looks like the 59 of Ryan Johnson. He's already severely damaged.
Well, I'd like to,
he's back.
blow
He
up
lives.
Comcast right now. As much money as I spend for this, okay, I'll be back shortly. I'm gonna punch somebody right in the mouth.
I mean, stuff happens, you know. It's we take it for granted, but things.
Oh,
happen.
heck yeah. Man, I mean, you know, wow. But
We're pretty lucky with our service out here. We've had major issues, especially since they replaced our cable modem.
yeah, I can't remember actually the last time.
Actually, it wasn't the cable modem that was causing it. You're gonna laugh. It was a cow scratching their butt on the guy wire for the pole that supports our pole across the street. So the cows like to rub against this guy wire to scratch themselves. And this pole is just a brace for the one that's on our side of the street where the line was coming in. So they'd rub against the guy wire, that would shake that pole, which would then shake across to our side of the street, shake that pole, and then it was shaking all the utility lines running up to our house, and the cable line was too taut up against our house. So when it would start shaking, it would mess up the connection, and we'd drop our internet. And it was starting to happen several times a day, and it was really starting to upset us. And the tech finally figured out that the line was too tight, and that was when I realized that it was the cows doing it to us. Yeah, absolutely. So they worked a little more slack into our line, and we haven't had the problem since. And the new cable modem.
Well, we're okay. I'm back, and you're under caution.
Yeah, we're still under caution here. Bill Farmer went airborne backwards.
Milt beer on his router. That wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure.
Might be the last
Fortunately,
caveman on dial-up. Man, Joe Cut is just roasting you tonight, buddy. But pace car's in, and we are about to go back to green.
Well, he know me, you know. Dude, I got the fastest internet allowed by the United States government, so.
Nah, from Comcast?
Heck yeah, it's 1 gazillion mega gig, whatever the hell it is. You can't spend more money on Comcast than I do.
Ours is like
Or
300
as a
down.
coworker used to say, it's faster than a bull's ass in flight time. That's
ours is
dig
like
right there.
ours is like 300 down, but it's only about 12 what we test at 16 up.
This thing's like 1,000. I've never actually checked it, but I never had to. That's the first failure since I went to the Mega. So anyway, enough about me. We got the 30 there, the Mega.
He is holding serve here up front, but he's got less fuel than everybody else because he did not top off on that caution.
In the genuine draft number 30 car, there was a legend here once. Polish-American young man named Damien Godstilla that sported that number. And he won a lot of races here. Great teammate of mine. And in 24-hour racing and GTP and Trans Am. He was a matter-of-fact guy. It's like, Damien, you think I should get 2 or 4 tires? Milt, Pitt, get 4 tires. That's it. Stop talking. Okay. I'm getting 4, Damien.
That was like I had a teammate, Chad Stallman, who basically be like, I'm gonna do the thing. Don't do the thing, Chad. I'm gonna do the thing anyway. Oh, Chad! And I try to follow him, and predictably it all blows up.
Cows are people too. I'm not sure about. I don't know how to take that there, Bubba, but cows are tasty, like Joe Cutt said.
Well, what we got across the street from us is a very small cow farm. I think just enough to count as a farm.
Man, meanwhile, I'm almost out of beer. I need to get me some beer. I'll be right. Oh, Pops Markinson right up against the wall.
Hey, he holds on to it, though. Meanwhile, Brad Otto's looking to make some moves on the bottom, but getting shuffled back.
I'll be right back, Joe. Sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers and cows.
Well, meanwhile, this top line. This top line has settled into single file, working together. They know they're going to have to make one more stop here, at least, to get to the end of this race.
That's it, Barrett. That's the right way to say it. NASCAR non-stop, sponsored by Budweiser.
Well, he said sponkered.
Sponkered? No, that's because he's mimicking me, by the end of the race. Well,
Sponkered.
We'll be pretty hammered, we're working on it.
Well, I skipped the whiskey tonight because I had to take one of my leftover good stuff from the knee surgery because my shoulder was hurting so bad.
Oh, man. I feel you, brah.
So I'm actually goofier than I would be if I was drinking, I think. But
you're still smarter than I am, so you got that going for you, which is nice.
let the record reflect, Milty said that, not me.
Car. I like me them Hooters. I like me some cornbread, and I like them fried taters. Mm-hmm.
Now we've broken out into 2 packs here. Dave Simon's bringing up the rear of this front pack. He's in danger of losing the draft, I'd say. And he needs some help from behind to close that gap up.
As a driver, at this point, what am I thinking? I'm thinking I'm right where I want to be. I'm in this pack, along with John the Dog Palmer and that AMC Spirit. I'm in this pack. It's going to be all about not making any mistakes here and utilizing the next thing that you can't foresee, which could be a green flag stop, could be a caution stop. Make track position and wait. Thing is, you don't have to be worried too much about it. You just want to be in this pack. Because right now, these guys aren't going to fart around here. And or maybe they'll make me a liar out of me. But right now, at this point, I don't know. It's getting pretty close to, okay, who's going to start to make a second line? It's almost time to but you still got another stop here. So
Yeah, I wouldn't want to try anything crazy up front right now. If I'm up there in top 5 to 10, holding on to this pack, I don't want to try anything and lose the draft potentially.
you always want to be able to get down low if you go. Wow, you know, I was just sitting. I had a brain fart here. All of a sudden, it's been a long time since I seen Joe cut. All of a sudden, his voice, like, I was thinking about Joe, and all of a sudden, his voice, like, came in my head. Now I remember what he sounds like. You know, got this cool kind of grainy voice. You know, at least on TeamSpeak. You know.
Is he the one who had his?
I haven't killed those brain cells yet. You know?
Is he the one who got his pit message stuck one night and it jammed up the chat while
I
we were
think
racing?
so. Yeah.
It was just 2 hours of hitting this lap, pass high, hitting this lap, pass high, hitting this lap, pass high. Nobody could get anything else in.
Well, at least that's better than, like, you know, how much for a date? How much for a date?
Want to be a member?
Whoa, man, Watkins!
Ooh, he got a wiggly there.
He got a great run there, and he had Will Farmer all over the back of him there, and almost to the outside of Jeff Hale, but he did not want to go there in the Richard Petty line there, and he was wiggling back and forth. That just shows you, once again, the great car control. You have no idea. All the years I've watched this guy, and we're watching him right now, the car control there, that could have been disaster right there. Avoid it. We look back a few cars here. Steve Weber in that mix, Rick Castle, Dave Simons, Brad Otto. Just what he's showing me tonight is that win in the spring was or summer, I can't remember when.
Yeah, it was spring or summer, I forget. It was a while ago.
Was no fluke. We always knew, you know, I raced go-karts with him, and we partied our asses off, you know, and went up to Troy Knowles' house in Sacramento, met
Oh boy, Troy Knoll, there's someone that's been around for a while.
I'm a pretty big guy, but, you know, Chet, he's a big guy, you know. That poor guy trying to... I'm 6'3", he's about, I don't know, 6'5", I think. Trying to fit in a poor go-kart was, for both of us, was pretty hard, but, you know, Brad could roll, and he ended up being our designated driver. Me and Jim Ray, we got hammered, you know, and so we knew we had a professional sim racer to drive us back to the Momo, you know, without us getting, you know, a deuce or in a wreck. So
that's good, and as long as you only had to make left turns, right?
Over times, I've seen inconsistency in how his car handled. What I'm seeing tonight is he is on rails. He's got that rig dialed in and really getting to show what he can do. And he's building the confidence along with it.
The longer this goes green, I mean, we're inside the pit window at this point, I believe, but Jordan McGregor wants to make that last stop under caution because he's got less fuel than the rest of these guys. He's going to have to be the first one in, and if he doesn't get help, it's going to be the end of the night for him, for his chances, really. He's going to lose a ton of ground pitting by himself.
Rick Castle, you know, was in the mix the last race in Michigan, in the mix again. 2 good runs here to finish off the season for the Crown Royal car. Great dude, great member in this league, and got skills, and, you know, he's got some podiums here.
And there they go, Dave Simons.
They go, the first round of pit stops, going down pit road, down to 55 miles an hour.
Did Mark Desenza hit the inside wall with his left side there?
I didn't see that. The Rick Johnson approach, who was my teammate, was pit first with friends. It's always better than being in that second pack, having to pit.
No, you just smoked the
Inside
tires.
for Jordan McGregor. Still waiting on fuel. Waiting on fuel. Here comes the 0-2.
Yeah.
Why? Was there damage with the 30?
No, he had to take more fuel than anybody else.
Okay.
That's what I was saying before that. Yeah, he had to take more fuel
He's
than the
still
rest.
good, though. He's still good.
Yep.
Didn't need 4. He probably could have got 4, but in that moment where you got to be picked, you got to be your, Roger Penske and, Brad Keselowski. You got to, err on the side, and tires are not an issue. I'm sure he's probably taken the right side already, so he took the left because it's quicker.
And they'll stay on the lead lap. They'll stay on the lead lap, but they need this to cycle through.
That's a smart move, though, because you got less guys. There was no problems there. The second pack is going to have a huge gap there. What's Matt going to do? Matt will tend to want to not pit with the big group and do what he do, which is slide through that pit stop and smoke everybody. Okay, he centered up. They passed they put those guys, trying to put those guys a lap down. Looking at the scanner, we're not seeing nothing yet. 29 is pitting. Okay, they're coming. Come on. It's a big moment for Dino Francisconi here with these two veteran studs in front of him. And the former champion, Steve Weber behind him. Dog down pit road. Here we go.
Oh, 95 into the 29. Around he goes. Hammered in by Dino. Dog piles in.
Dog and Dino. The 31 gets through. Is it going to bring out the caution? It stays green.
They stayed off the racing surface. No caution.
Horrible for
really
those guys.
hurt.
Just like I said, that is not what. That is not the preferred pit stop. That's going to smoke these guys unless they get a caution. Still time here.
I suspect we're going to soon see the 35 and 83
No damage,
head down together.
Dino Francisconi has retired. I'm sure he is not happy right now.
He was having a good run there. And, Matt Watkins all over the place coming down to speed here.
That's what I was saying. And the 83, his teammate, does a Matt Watkins to Matt Watkins and really smokes through there. No contact. Great stop.
99.
What I was saying there is Matt knew that second stop was going to be bad. If they had enough fuel, why not wait for the third lap to come in?
Mm-hmm.
This is typical Monsoon Motorsports racing right here. They've got so many championships and trophies, and Steve Weber comes out right alongside of Matt Watkins, and he takes it. But they are teamed up, and that's how Monsoon Motorsports rolls.
Meanwhile, there is
serious good move there. Let's see. The problem is this other pack had a few laps and
meanwhile
got their mojo going.
Meanwhile, there is heavy damage to the back end of the 29 car. That killed the momentum of that group that you're talking about. So Matt Watkins is probably in good shape here.
Wow, exciting green flag stops. That's how things get decided here at Talladega.
Absolutely. This should be sorting out right about now. Caution flag. Caution is out. Steve Weber is your leader.
Group. They got it done, and Rick Castle among those guys. That's your top leaders there. They smoked the first pit group. Just like we said, they came in hard, and sideways and got it done. Smoked
The group-
Jordan McGregor there on that, and his group.
Yeah, but
Which
McGregor is
was-
listed 5th, so it didn't
Wow.
work out bad for him at all. The only thing
No,
that
it
cost
didn't,
McGregor,
but, I mean,
the only
you-
thing that
I
cost
mean,
McGregor
wow.
and DeCenza was that they only had one other car with them instead of being the
Exactly,
huge
yeah.
pack. So this still worked out. I see the 9 car of Ken Hansen
Plenty
is
of
driving
time
by
to go here.
on the insides. That must be part of the source of the caution here.
Ain't this what you want to see? I mean, Action Jackson here. Steve Weber, the big cactus. Arizona native. I don't know if he's native there, but he lives in the great state of Arizona.
Arizona
And,
resident.
Resident, there you go.
Well, here we go. The 9 and the 12 were attempting to hook up on the backstretch, and looks like just another one of those bad bumps. And oof, the 12 hard to the outside and comes back and catches the 9. Jeff Habbock just squirts through
the
there,
12
and
has kind of been in the middle of the tornado tonight. That's for sure.
excuse me if that sound you hear behind me is my idiot cats fighting again. So I'll be right back.
You know, if you could bring up one of those gifs that's so popular right now, viral, of the two chicks pointing and then the cat. I mean, I don't know how many of those. I get those on my phone like every day.
All right, I'm back, and I've got Casey Cat in my lap, holding him so he stops fighting his sister.
The big cactus, Steve Weber, former Winston Cup champion. The Monsoon team once again shows it you how it's done. And who is that in third place there?
Pops.
Another champion, Pops Margison. You know, I mean, he was there when they invented sim racing. And I think he was probably
we all
old
were,
then.
silly.
You know. He never gives up. He drove with one eye for a season. He's like, no problem, you know. Well, I can't see out of the other eye. And we're like, well, don't tell, the cops that, or they'll take your license away, you know.
Not really. And there's plenty of people with one eye who drive.
Well, actually, I did have a one-eyed coach. He was Mr. Divine was his name, and he was a great coach. He was like my 6th grade basketball coach. We drove around in his Datsun pickup, eating exhaust fumes. I mean, you get busted for like abuse now if you did that. No seat belts. The whole basketball team in the back of a little pickup with a camper shell, and we would, we drove like to Compton and got the living, beat out of us playing basketball. But it was a lot of fun, and and he was a great free throw shooter too with that one eye, you know.
Yeah, it messes with your depth perception if you're used to using 2 eyes, but if what you know is one, then you can adapt.
Well, sports mold people and mold lives and teach you a lot of life lessons that I can tell you, no kidding aside, sim racing has taught me a lot of life lessons. That's for sure.
Like patience, perseverance.
When to, keep your mouth shut, and then when you don't, you pay the price, and learning, take that stuff to work there. And we got Ken Hansen out of the In Beer Care Center. You all right there, Beer Ken?
Yeah, they were flowing around definitely in the car, and a couple hit me upside the head.
Oh man, drink it down like it's the last beer of your life there, man,
It was a last race, so it was like, party time.
Oh man, if we only didn't live like 3,000 miles away. I'd let once you go Budweiser, you don't go back, bro.
Hey, Coors is American beer. Same.
Oh wow, my kid. I'll have to get this. I'll be right back.
Looked like you, oop, I just knocked my microphone over. Looks like you just, kind of didn't quite get centered up on a bump there, or the cars were wiggling around, and just
Still
caught you
fun
on the
out
back
there,
end. Yeah, this is challenging. The pushy setup we run here, the high line being so strong and the low line so tight. But is it possible to make moves down on the bottom?
It
do you
is.
think tonight?
With enough cars.
Yeah, with enough cars. You need the help. You need guys that are confident to get down there. Now we're gonna get this restarted here next lap by. It'll be lap 50 of 57. Bubba's checking out. Thanks for checking in with us, Bubba. Hope you're doing well, and we'll see you again next time.
Oh, Bubba was here?
Yeah, Bubba was checking in the chat
Oh, nice.
on YouTube. Yeah, good to see him.
Yeah.
Hope to see him back on the track soon. Yeah, we got 7 to go here at the restart.
Where's Dog?
Steve Weber is in first, Matt Watkins second, Pops Marguson third. So we got a monsoon stranglehold on the top 3. Rick Castle sitting there in fourth with Jordan McGregor, Mark DeRocket DeSenza, Dave Simons, Brad Otto keeping the dream alive for a repeat, still sitting there in the top 10. Rick Bisconner, Bill Farmer, despite doing a pirouette and getting his back end knocked in, is still sitting in the top 10, exactly 10th. T.G. Reese, Jeff Habbock, Dennis Chambers, and Ryan Johnson those are the last cars left running out there with 14th place. A lot of attrition in this go-round here.
Yeah, I had to leave after that one. That was my second incident.
Copy that. Yeah, I mean, this is a real tough Talladega to drive. I'm not surprised with some of the things we saw. We had a big one earlier that damaged or took out a lot of cars, and pace car is off. Steve Weber leads us back to green for what's probably the last time. I imagine the next flag, unless we get one really quick, is going to end this. Ryan Johnson should be the lucky dog too, so he'll take care of that for himself once the green flag's in the air. And we're back. And Ryan Johnson tucks in there in 14th place. Jordan McGregor and Mark DeSenza immediately to the bottom. Looks like they've all night had the theory that you got to get the spots early when you're trying to get down there. Because once you get going, and there you go, Dave Simons hangs him out. That did not work at all. That's going to send the 30 and the 3 car backwards.
Oh no. They must have the line up top.
Yeah, there's a huge line up top there.
Yeah.
They're not particularly well organized, but those monsoon cars are nose to tail. Pops looking to break things up there. Puts a nose under Matt Watkins, but thinks better of it at the last second. Oh man, those cars are moving through the tri-oval. Very dicey stuff there. So, if someone's going to make the move here and get around these 3 cars, man, they're just going to have to get the whole field organized on the bottom to get these guys. And they're running out of time to do it. Well, Dennis Chambers, just doing what he does, has managed to get himself back in touch with the leaders here.
Yes, he does. I was watching him.
Ooh,
Does
looks like
what
the
he
124. 124 and the 31 may have caught a little wall through the tri-oval. Might be no harm, no foul. And you can just feel whatever plan anybody has, they're gonna have to act on it sooner than later. Oh, they're 3 wide there through turn 3 and 4. Coming off the corner, that's not easy to do here. Especially on the high side. If you're right up against the wall, because you're cranking the wheel off the corner. And Jordan McGregor catches the front stretch wall. Brad Otto up the middle, and he's turned. The race back, Dennis Chambers making more ground, going into 3. But the monsoon wall up ahead is just going to be too hard to overcome.
Is that going to be the end?
That's going to be... Oh, we got more wrecking.
Oh no. Who'd they get?
I don't know, cars are... It looks like Dennis Chambers spinning through the entrance to pit road. I was trying to switch real quick and I was really... had my hand on the keyboard for the computer. Desktop instead of the laptop. Oh, after the caution flag, little contact with the 99 and the 3 as they try to slow down on the backstretch. That shouldn't cost Pops any spots. He'll be able to line back up. And again, because this is the end of the race, that's not going to... Any damage or anything like that's not going to affect him. So now, as long as the car keeps running, the internet stays connected, and the fuel is there, your presumptive winner is the 83 of Steve Weber, followed by Matt Watkins in the 35 and 99 Pops Margison. It's a monsoon 1-2-3 sweep.
Now if we could only get him over there on Sunday nights for the team championship.
You really want to compete with them for that?
I don't know. They could.
I'm saying, do you really want to compete with them for that?
Sure. Bring them on.
Yeah, I know. Bring it on. Let's see what happened here. First of all, to bring out the initial caution. See, Brad Otto was starting to look down the middle there. Okay, Jordan McGregor caught the wall, killed the momentum, got the 31 stuck in the middle. We got 4 wheels off the ground as it slides to the inside, then right back up into the path of the 53 car. Hard impact for both of them. Just keeps it rolling here until cars go by them, and then coming back to the checkered flag. See if we can figure out what happened. Dennis Chambers. He's looking underneath the 30 into turn 3. And looks like the 124 just didn't know he was there. Came down across. That collects the 02 car. And that's the extent of it. The 02, that's 124, and the 10 goes sliding through the tri-oval grass. And so that's gonna do it. We just have to wind down these laps here on 2019. But we made it through. It's on almost 12:30 here on the East Coast.
Doubleheader. Awesome.
Doubleheader night.
Yeah, not too bad time, right?
Now we're gonna make the post race as short as possible. And your provisional finishing order here: Steve Weber, Matt Watkins, Jim Margerson, as mentioned before, the monsoon sweep. Jordan McGregor in the 30 car bounces back from a pit strategy not going his way for a 4th place run there. Rick Bisconner quietly slips into 5th place there. Good run for him. Bill Farmer with the almost destroyed back end of that car. Yeah, brings it home 6th. Jeff Habak with 7th place run. Definitely a confidence building good run for him tonight. He needed that kind of luck to finally go his way. T.G. Reese, despite getting clobbered, despite getting clobbered there on that last caution, still in 9th place, and Ryan Johnson, after the lucky dog, picks up the spots from the cars that went spinning as Brad Otto, Dave Simons, and Dennis Chambers round out your lead lap cars, and in fact the cars that are even still running, as the 3 of Mark DeSenza has retired, the 29 Jeff Hale, 12 car, 9 car, 95, the 8, the 108. We had almost 30 cars start this, and half of them have retired. It's been a brutal night for attrition.
It was.
We had disconnects and
Some of
big
brain
ones. Yeah, wreck coming into pit road. Barrett McKay says, do a live stream of burnouts only on the off season. Burnouts aren't my style, and I take the off season off. Sorry, but I need a break.
Well, you deserve it.
Oh, thank you, sir. It's just keep involved in other interests, keep from burning out, in the other sense of the term, and come back at it fresh for 2020. It'll be the 17th year of NASCAR 2003. Well, I guess technically it'll be the start of the 18th year. You gotta include 2003 itself.
Yes, sir.
And that should do it. That's the checkered flag in the air for the 83 of Steve Weber.
Awesome. Webb. Bring his ass up here.
That's a popular win.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, everybody loves Webb.
Big cactus.
As Milty loves to call him, or say that he sweeps the shop. Yeah, Milty's got to get back for that one there. It's his chance to tease Webb.
Right? Did he lose contact with the... Oh man, who knows? He could have hit the wrong button on the keyboard.
No, Milty said his daughter needed something, so...
Oh.
Yeah, but he had a family deal going there. But we appreciate everything, Milty taking the time to do this, even though he's not racing lately. I just can't say enough about my broadcast partner, Milt Minter Jr. Probably does for me all year. Helps make the show. As you see, we got a trio.
There wouldn't be a Miltonism without Milt.
Got a trio of burnouts going here. It's the monsoon.
Are they?
Monsoon
man,
cars.
I wish I had saw the broadcast.
There's your burnout fest there, Barrett. There it is.
That's probably Matt. Doing his victory burnout in the championship.
Yeah, you already clinched it, but
yeah, it's
there you go.
Finalized.
It's extra fun when you get to celebrate with the team.
1, 2, 3 finish.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome.
we've pulled that off
Congrats on those guys.
more than a few times on Pony Express and the Super Speedway series, and we try to have some fun with it, doing the formation finish and what have you. And yeah, we that puts a cap on 2019. Let's see if we can grab our podium here as the smoke settles over Talladega Super Speedway. Alrighty. Well, I gotta exit the game on the desktop or else it'll get hung up on me. Alright, they're all down there in their channel. I'm gonna grab them.
Hey, a win.
Alright, I have grabbed myself an entire team here.
How's that,
Podium
man? 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Awesome,
Formation
guys.
finish there. Monsoon Motorsports. It looks like it all came down to that pit stop there. First of all, before I get to Webb and Matkins there, Pops, where the heck did you come from? You just were quiet all night, then all of a sudden
With this beat up piece.
all of a sudden we look up and you're sitting third place.
Well, I just don't know.
We told him to get up here or he's off the team.
Wow.
That's a good
That's what it
motivator.
was.
Nah. Pops races his butt off.
I hate brooms.
Well, excellent run there, Pops. I know you always claim to hate super speedways, but you certainly got it done tonight. So good job there, bud. And good way to close out the season on a high note, because I know you've had some rough luck this season.
Yeah, this I've done terrible in this series this season.
Some seasons are like that, where it's like if any bad luck is going to happen, it's going to fall on you. I've definitely been there. So great run, congratulations again there, Pops. And Matkins, you were going for the sweep to put the double exclamation point on the season there, but looks like the pit stops what did the trick there. What happened there on the final stops to let your teammate get by you? Did you just have to take more fuel?
Yeah, a little bit. And once Webb started rolling, I just fell behind him just to be on the safe side, just to make sure me, him, and Pops could pull together. And I felt that was the best thing to do there. And I felt really confident pushing as well. So I was more than happy to push Webb. I have raced with him since 2003, and man, it was insanely cool to push him to a win. He never got a broadcast win, and he deserves one, and he did a hell of a job. Pops, they both nailed their stops, and held the right line, and it was just probably the most fun night I've had all year, running my teammates like that, man, and pushing them like that. That was amazing. That was pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Being a super speedway team guy myself, I know how that goes. It's always great to push your friend to a win if you can't snag it yourself. And I said this was going to be a popular one, and that's certainly true. Congrats, Webb. First Friday win in a while, isn't it?
Yes, awesome. It is. And the last one of the season, and doubleheader, and Friday the 13th. And I want to thank Matt, because, man, he really was guiding me on that. He really stuck with me, and he was telling me just where to be, what to do, and I couldn't have done it without him. And Pops was behind him doing the same thing, and man, we pulled it off. Yoo-hoo, Monsoon, 1, 2, 3. What a finish, huh?
Awesome, guys.
Absolutely. Great way to cap off a great season for Matt himself and Monsoon in general, and of course FSB Racing. I mean, you guys put on a great show all season long. It's been a pleasure covering this series. My partner Milt, he had to jet there, but appreciate all he does for us all year long. So it's been a whole lot of fun covering you guys. Thanks everybody for joining us all season long out there in YouTube land. I know we got active chat right now. You got Joe Cutter out there, guys.
Holy crap!
Holy
Cut is throwing shade at you right now in chat. I suggest you go check that out before I have to shut this down.
Joe Cutter's an actual ex-Monsooner too.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
No kidding.
I thought so.
That's what I said.
I was remembering the time he got his auto chat stuck and nobody could auto chat for the entire race.
Yeah, where he was going to pit.
I think it was Daytona too. So freaking great. Nobody could auto
awesome.
chat. But yeah, good to see Joe Cut checking in. And hey, come on back out here. I think the 88's available, right?
Damn straight.
Come on,
right.
Joe. Get
Come
out
on
here.
Thanks as always, our series sponsor, Bill Farmer and Farmer Brothers Contracting. Bill also finished 6th after going up in the air on his nose and coming down with back end caved in. So good run for the 06 car to cap off the season. And thanks again for putting up the hardware, which should be en route to Matt Watkins in the off season. And of course, thanks Ryan Johnson for all you do, series admin, all the admins, web adminning the Tuesday night chicken run, and obviously Ryan doing tonight. We got Sam, the league admin and promoter. He does Super Speedway series, Derby Don, Pro Cup. I know I'm going to leave someone out. You got Dog helping on Tuesday night with the chicken run, running the Sunday Black Cat Aero 88 series that the team racing
Bring
set
your
up
teams out
there.
there.
Yep. Thanks everybody for all you do to help us out all year long. And man, I think that's we're about ready to put a bow on this.
And the biggest hand to you of all.
Yeah, exactly.
You and Milt.
Thank you, Shawn and Milt.
Thank
He's
you
not.
for the
No, he's not here, but
yeah, he'll be back next year. Thank you guys. And it's been a pleasure. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever phrase you choose to use for this time of year. Enjoy the break. We'll see you in 2020. For FSB Racing Live, I'm Shawn Reap saying good night.